Good afternoon. My name is Zoha representing University Middle, and I proudly stand in firm affirmation of the following. This House believes that governments have an obligation to provide universal health care to its citizens. I offer the following advantages: economic growth, human rights, and a softer impact on COVID-19. Therefore, contention 1, universal health care would benefit the economy. Universal health care has several benefits. It would increase wages and salaries for workers by reducing employers' costs for health insurance, allowing them to pay more to their workers. The annual compensation paid to American employees in the form of health insurance rather than wages and salaries rose from 1.1 to 8.4% in a span of just 60 years. Had this increase only been half as large, the take-home wages of American workers would have been almost $400 billion higher than in 2018. Universal health care would also cause better labor market matches between workers and employers. By delinking employer-sponsored health care to jobs, workers will instead make this decision based on other criteria, like work, life balance, cash wages, and commuting distance. This leads to employment matches that are more productive and increase overall worker welfare. On a sadder note, contention 2, a softer impact on COVID-19. COVID-19, a virus that started in Wuhan, China, in December, quickly spread into a global pandemic, affecting millions. Because the spread of the virus is mainly due to social contact, countries all around the world have placed themselves under lockdown, meaning no one can go anywhere except for necessary services like hospitals and grocery stores. These drastic measures are well-intentioned, but mean ultimate chaos for those with non-essential jobs. Many people have started to work from home, but not all are allowed this luxury. In the U.S. alone, 26 million people lost their jobs, and that number steadily rises. In the U.S., unemployment has risen to 14.6%. These unemployed people are now stressing over the fact that they have no source of income for their families. However, they didn't just lose their source of income. They lost their health insurance. Judge, in the midst of a pandemic, you can see why this is bad. These people have no jobs and have no health insurance. Therefore, it is unimaginative for them to go to the emergency room. They simply don't have the money. Judge, this proves just how important universal health care is, especially in a time like this. These people have no choice. They did not choose to leave their job. They were forced to. By removing health care from jobs and instead making it a public service, many people will be able to get the service that should be given to them. Last, but most definitely not least, I would like to talk about contention 3, human rights. Providing universal health care is not by any means illegal. In fact, governments not providing universal health care are directly violating the UDHR, a crime which can lead to sanctions and/or military action. One of the 30 human rights listed in the document is that everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and safety and well-being of oneself and one's family, including medical care. In the U.S. alone, there are about 44 million people without health care, and another 38 million have inadequate health care. That makes 82 million people in one country alone that need health care. Moreover, over 1/3 of the world's population does not have access to the health care essentials to their life. That makes over 2.7 billion people who are hopeless against illnesses that mercilessly sweep over them and their loved ones. This is not only violating Article 25 of the UDHR, but also Article 3. Everyone has the right to life. Judge, I ask you, how can these 2.7 billion people gain this human right? Universal health care. That's how. Data from countries with universal health care show that an average individual saves about $4,360 annually from healthcare insurance. This much money could make a huge difference on these poverty-stricken families. It would keep them from driving deeper into debt and further damaging themselves. It would also allow them to keep their lives longer. According to a study published by Harvard University, the lack of health insurance is associated with as many as 44,789 deaths per year, which translate to a 40% increased risk of death among citizens without health care. Just because someone is less wealthy or isn't a citizen, it doesn't mean they should be denied the right to live. Judge, for all these reasons, we urge a vote for the affirmative side. Thank you.